I feel like what's actually happening is that you're getting away with a two-tier system. Because you talk about reclassifying somebody like Derek Mooney, and I don't really want to talk about Derek Mooney or a top 10 or a top 100 because I think it's a red herring. But you were able to reclassify Derek Mooney as an organisation when it suited to keep him out of the top 10. But there are hundreds of people working in RTE who asked to be reclassified and were told that that wasn't an option for them. People who are presenting programmes, and I'm impressed with Senator Cummins' due diligence around people who are on certain contracts and then maybe presenting and maybe reporting. And some of the stuff that you've said, Kevin, in the last little while is, Derek was doing a significant amount of presenting and that's why he was on the top 10 list, even though he was technically a correspondent. And then you were saying that, presenters earn more than reporters. And there are people presenting programmes for your organisation, high-profile programmes for your organisation, who don't have presenter contracts, who don't have contracts that say presenter, and that have asked for years to be reclassified and were told they couldn't do that. I presented for your organisation for more than 10 years. I worked there for 20 years, more than 20 years. But I presented for 10 years and I asked repeatedly, and I never got a presenter contract. I was never paid or contracted as a presenter, and I should have been. Because as you say, and I quote, presenters earn more than reporters. No, they don't. Not when you're on the MMJ scale and at the top of it is 69 actually, Senator Cummins, not 70. So I feel like it's you that's getting away with a two-tier system and that you're not actually being punished for the transparency.
No, I don't agree with that. When I said about being punished for the transparency, what I mean is we took the decision when we came across Derek, we took the decision to reclassify him as a presenter and put him in the top 10.
I know, but the organisation reclassified him in the first place when you wouldn't reclassify ordinary workers.
That's what I'm saying. We have driven more transparency and decided to do it, right? And when we come out and say we're driving more transparency and we're putting this in the public domain and we're explaining why we do it, you can see the noise that's around it. And it's because we're not changing anything about Derek apart from saying we want...
I don't want to talk about Derek. It's not the noise. No, there's noise around Derek because he's a top earner.
You asked me to explain the price of
I'm talking about the earners below this list, below €100,000.
Yeah.
Earners on 70 grand who are presenting the World Cup. Earners on 70 grand who are presenting the Today Show. And they're on researcher contracts.
There's always I don't know about research contracts, but there's always a range of salaries.
I can send you the detail.
Yeah, there's always a range of salaries for presenters, depending on experience, depending on how they connect with the audience, depending how valued they are to the organisation. Not all presenters are paid the same, as you know. So
I feel like you're judging individual presenters now who are on the wrong contracts, including me. Historically, I was on the wrong contract. I was good money. I was worth the money that you paid. You got good value out of people like me and people like.
Well,
I don't want to name other names, but there are people, Kevin, who didn't.
Look, I agree with you. There are some people who pay too much and some people pay too little, and we're trying to address that as we go along.
And it's not even about payments, it's about pensions as well. And the Sean Rocks example was extremely tragic. And I spoke to his widow about that, and obviously his pension is really poorly affected because he was getting an allowance for presenting, which other people were, and that affects their pension. Long term, and Sean Rocks is one example, but there are probably hundreds of examples.
There are. This was, and I've spoken to Sean's widow as well, and had a lot of sympathy, and I wanted to see if there's something we could do. But, as you rightly say, there are many people across RTE who have a core job and a presenter allowance, and they work on that basis. That is their contract. If
the presenter allowance is €10,000, which it was in my case, it's taxed 50%, but it's not pensionable.
Yeah, all I'm saying is, sorry.
And I'm
just saying, but you know yourself, when you get your core salary and your presenter allowance, your presenter allowance is not pensionable, and it's not subject to.
I know, but you're also told that you're better off doing that than going to the WRC, and you get Arthur Cox letters.
Look, Evanne, I'm trying to drive as much fairness and transparency, but it's a process. It takes a long time, and there's a lot of individual deals, and people come to me directly quite often, and sometimes they have a case, and we do look at it, and there are groups of people like at Arnergy that we looked at who absolutely had a case about what they were paid. The majority of the time, I have senior, well-paid people coming to me asking for yet more money.
Yeah.
And I have to say no more than I say yes.
I understand that, but I would just urge you to engage with the people who are on the wrong contracts, who maybe are or are not getting a supplementary allowance, whether it's €10,000 or €30,000, because it's the wrong model and it's actually not fair. And I no longer work in RT. I had a very, very happy career and I loved the work, and actually that's why I stayed. I wasn't paid as a presenter, but I loved the work. I was treated very poorly by the head of sport and the head of people, I think, or the head of content in HR. And I went to you as well before I left, and I just feel like there is a chance for you to do the right thing for the people who are still presenting programmes for you and who are being paid as MMJs
Hopefully from
and
your
researchers.
experience, you know that I'm accessible and I do try and do the right thing when I can. So.
I do, yeah, I do. But I think there's a two-tier system at play, and I would just urge you to engage with those people.